Well, it wouldn't be an episode of the program without Riggs Eckelberry from OriginClear. OCLN is their stock symbol. Riggs, always a pleasure.
Thank you, Don.
Now, you've got the premiere, the very first, the absolute #1 show, the OriginClear Water Conference coming up. Tell us about that.
Well, you know, people have these big conferences. You know, my buddy Grant Cardone gets his boot camps and all these people yelling and screaming. I thought we should do the same.
Why not?
Right? You know? Now, this is going to be a different scale. Remember the WaterChain conference of 18 June?
Right.
And there was that drone shot coming in. And basically, it's going to be the same thing. But this time, it's the water barons.
The water barons.
The water barons. Let me explain to you a little bit about how we're going in terms of OriginClear's acquisition space.
Okay.
Okay. You know about the concept of the long tail.
Right.
Which is, Netflix first found this out when there's the big, you know, tentpole hits, you know, the Mission Impossibles and so forth, and then it all went, you know, thousands of titles that people would download or at the time ship, you know, once or twice, right? They made more money from all those than from the big tentpoles. Now, I know a very large water company that has $1 billion M&A, mergers and acquisitions budget this year, right? They got to spend $1 billion. Well, they can't acquire a company doing $1, $2, or $5 million. Too small. Too small. Right? The deal's not worth it. We can, because first of all, we have a philosophy of preserving that guy or gal in their domain with their network. Right. They don't have to worry about, you know, losing it all and destroying their brand. So we can expand fast. We can do these deals simply, and that way we can roll up the long tail. All these loan operators I've been talking about, the Dan Earleys of the world, who have all this customer asset and patents and this and that, they just need a home. Right. And Dan, by the way, is just kicking it. As I told you, he's made his first sale within first 30 days. I can't tell you, but he's doing really well. He's on track. Oh, Lord. And we're just shoving the resources at it as fast as we can.
Well, what you said is really true, because you said this on an earlier program, that these people who are in business, you free them of all the responsibilities of running the business so they can do what they originally got into business to do to begin with, and that was sell.
And help people with their water problems.
Right.
People always get into these things with some kind of missionary hope, like, you know, an idealistic, and that's lost, but they still have that, right? And we want those people because they will drive through all the pain. And so these guys, so far just guys, I really would like to see more gals in water. In fact, there's a nonprofit trying to get gals in water. It's really fantastic. But we're going to meet. We're going to discuss the direction. We're going to set some policies, get some feedback, and really start working as a group as opposed to us being loan operators, right?
Now, when's the conference and where's it going to be?
So it's Thursday the 16th, in fact, next week, and we're trying to get some kind of report from the conference next week. Great. And it's going to be in the Kretz Innovation Center downtown, where we're based. And we're going to have a good time, and it's going to all be videoed.
How many attendees are you expecting? How many
it's going to be about a dozen people, something like that.
Okay. It's kind of like a interactive conference. We're going to do high-level discussions about water, where it's going, where it can be, and what you're going to do about it.
No, I'm just going to dominate the conversation.
Of course you are. Well, of course you are.
No, I'm learning to listen, and that's what we'll do.
So what else is going on with the company?
Well, you know, it's amazing how we think the revenue is in a good place, but as I say, this is a long, hot summer for us because we really can't discuss that specifically until the results of the quarter in progress. So, basta. Okay. Meanwhile, WaterChain is proceeding. We're you know, again, it's something that is a lot of preparations for this thing to become real, and I'll be talking about that some more. And then the other thing is I'm just making sure that we're really focused. Oh, the technology. I have a huge announcement coming for the technology. But again, I will reserve that.
You'll reserve that. Well, we talked about on this program last week, you're really bullish on the oil industry's resurgence, so to speak. We're heading back towards $100 a barrel oil. I know that oil is a big part of your plans for the usage of the technology, but what other applications are there for your technology?
Yeah, so we use oil and gas as a great marker because people understand the cost of oil, etc. But a space they know less is actually hotter for us in some ways is the whole livestock effluent problem, manure, right? Pig manure, cattle manure, buffalo manure, I don't know, manure. And you got to separate that that's slurry. It's almost solid, but not quite. And there's valuable products in there, but there's also toxins and there's water to be recovered. We're doing very well in Spain with that right now. We are And it's the third largest pork production country in the world.
Wow.
And so we have a great partner there. This company is really demonstrating how it's done with these mobile units that go around and clean it. And we're also working on doing that in Central and South America, where there's also lots of pig production. So more to follow. It's very exciting.
The water that's separated from manure, what can it be used for?
Well, it can be cleaned as much as you want. It can be cleaned all the way to drinkable, but
Really?
typically, oh yeah, but it can just be reused. You know, cows and pigs do drink water.
Mm-hmm.
So all that water can be reused right on site. You know, this is the thing. On-site water treatment maximizes recycling.
Exactly.
Because what are you going to do? Reuse it, right?
Right.
Because you had to pay to get it, so why not? You know, and so recycling rates, which are only 1% in the U.S. today, are going to rise as we decentralize.
When I talk to you about water, I feel like I'm in a college lecture at these times. Once again, Riggs Eckelberry. He's the Dean of Water, we'll call him that.
Thank you, sir.
And the company is OriginClear, OCLN. Riggs, I can't wait to hear the report from the water conference. Congratulations and good luck with that.
Thank you, sir.